So let us start now. Last time we did on 1-1, many one, and into on two functions, right? Now,
Sir, I was not there.
sorry, you were not there.
Yes, sir, but I know this.
Have you done this in other class?
Yes, sir, into and onto a little bit.
Okay. So 1-1, many one you have not done.
Yes, sir, that I did.
Okay, that you did. Okay, so no issue. If you will face difficulty anywhere, we will discuss it. Let F R to R be a function defined by fx equal to x square plus 2x plus 5 by x square plus x plus 1 is, now you have to choose either it is 1-1 or many one. First you have to choose this and then onto or into. So if we try to do this question, so for 1-1 many one, the standard rule is f of x1 is equal to f of x2. And if we get x1 equal to x2, then we will say that it is 1-1. Otherwise, it is not 1-1. So this will become x1 square plus 2x1 plus 5 by x1 square plus x1 plus 1 is equal to x2 square plus 2x2 plus 5 by x2 square plus x2 plus 1. Now, if you will cross multiply, what you will get, just cross multiplied. This next step will be a little bit bigger step, but here there is no other option. And then there will be some terms which will get cancelled. So just try this first. Okay, Fazza is saying to scroll up for a second. I'm scrolling it up. Okay. So what you get here is x1 square x2 square plus x1 square x2 plus x1 square plus 2x1 x2 square plus 2x1 x2 plus 2x1 plus 5x2 square plus 5x2 plus 5 equal to x1 square x2 square plus x1 x2 square plus x2 square plus 2x2 x1 square plus 2x1 x2 plus 5x1 plus ठीक है 2x1 plus 5 2x1 x2 plus 2x2 will be there, then 5x1 plus 5x1 square plus 5 will be there. So this is what we are getting here. Now we can cancel this x1 square x2 square, and then we can cancel 2x1 x2 from both the sides, this x1 x2, and we can cancel 5. So what we get, if we see, we get from this one and this one x1 x2 common, and it will be x1 minus x2, and then plus x1 square minus x2 square it will be, then plus 2x1 x2 square plus 2x2 x1 square will be 2x1 x2 into x2 minus x1. Then this is 2x1 minus 5x1 will be minus 3x1, and 5x2 minus 2x2 will be plus 3x2. 5x2 square minus 5x1 square will be 5x2 square minus x1 square. This will be equal to 0. Now what will happen that we can take x1 minus x2 common throughout. This will be x1 into x2. Next one will be x1 plus x2. And this one will be, if you take x1 minus x2, so minus 2 x1 x2. And this will be minus 3, as x1 minus x2 will be common from here also. And then minus 5 x1. And this will be x2 plus x1, right? With a minus sign. So minus 5 x2 is equal to 0. This is what we are getting, right? This simplification we are doing. And after this, x1 minus x2 and x1 x2 minus 2 x1 x2 is minus x1 x2. Then plus x1 minus 5 x1 is minus 4 x1. Then plus x2 minus 5 x2 is minus 4 x2. And then minus 3 is equal to 0. Now from here, we are getting x1 minus x2 0. So x1 is equal to x2. And from another one, x1 x2 plus 4 x1 is equal to minus 4 x2 minus 3. So here you can take x1 common and write minus 4 x2 minus 3 upon x2 plus 4. So this will be x1. So minus 4
Like if
x2
x1
minus
is
x1 is also not equal to x2, which means that f of x1 is equal to f of x2 even, which means f of x1 is equal to f of x2 even if x1 is not equal to x2. Agar x1 x2.
this is many one, right?
So this is many one, right? This is many one. So for 1 we get only one condition, that x1 is equal to x2. Here we are getting another condition also where x1 is not equal to x2. So you can start writing from here, and I will scroll down when we will complete writing. I'm coming in a minute from wash. Should I scroll down?
Yeah.
Written. Should we come to onto into? So if we want to decide that whether it is onto or into, so codomain is real number, right? So if codomain is real number, then for onto the range should also be real number. And if range is not real number, a subset of it, then it is not onto. So let us find the range. So how do we find the range? We take it x square plus 2x plus 5. So y is equal to x square plus 2x plus 5 upon x square plus x plus 1. x square plus x plus 1. So these are the standard ways. In this manner, many questions have come in previous years. So these all is you have to know for competitive exam, for JEE specifically. Now what you will do, you will cross multiply. So yx square plus yx plus y is equal to x square plus 2x plus 5. This is what you will do. Then you will get 1 minus y x square plus 2 minus y x plus 5 minus y equal to 0. Now, since x belong to real number,
Again, just explain from starting. I was this.
sorry, sorry,
Internet
Shabaz.
was. So I can just explain from starting. My internet was unstable.
Okay, I said that fx is taken as y. Okay, this fx is taken as y, and then we cross multiply this x square plus x plus 1 with y, and we get this. Now we take x square coefficient one side, like these two we will combine 1 minus y, then 2 minus y we will combine into x plus 5 minus y. Now for x belonging to real number, if x is a real number, then this must have a real, this has a real roots. This means it has a real root. This is a quadratic in x. It is a quadratic equation in x. So this quadratic equation in x has real roots. So if it is having real roots, then its discriminant is greater than equal to 0, which means 2 minus y whole square minus 4 1 minus y into 5 minus y is greater than equal to 0. B square minus 4ac. This is how we will write it. This will be 4 plus y square minus 4y. This will be minus 4. And this will be 5 minus y minus 5y plus y square is greater than equal to 0. In the next step, we take y square minus 4y square as minus 3y square and then minus 4y.
Sir.
Yeah.
So like, why did we cross multiply here?
Because we want to make it a quadratic equation in x. Then we can say that x belongs to real numbers, so it has real roots. And if it has real roots, then discriminant is greater than equal to 0.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we do this. Now this will become minus 3y square. Then here it will be minus 6y and minus 20 plus 24y minus 4y. Then it will become plus 24y minus 4y will be plus 20y. And then we have minus 20 plus 4. So minus 20 plus 4 will be minus 16, which is greater than equal to 0. So this can be written as 3y square minus 20y plus 16 is less than equal to 0. 3y square minus 20y plus 16 less than equal to 0. Now, if we do the middle term splitting here, so how can you do that? 16 into 3 is 48. So can we get 48 by some method by adding? So we won't get, right? 48 middle term splitting we can't do. I think calculation is all okay. Once again, I will see the calculation part. X square plus 2x plus 5. So yx square plus yx plus y. So 1 minus y plus 2 minus yx plus 5 minus y. Fine. B square minus 4ac we will do. So this will be 4 plus y square minus 4y minus 4 and 5 minus y minus 5y plus y square. So this will become minus 4y square plus y square minus 3y square and minus 6y minus plus 24y minus 4y is plus 20y minus 20 plus 4 is minus 16 is greater than equal to 0. Fine. 3y square minus 20y plus 16 is less than equal to 0. So we took minus common. Now we check the discriminant of this. So if we check the discriminant of this one, this is an quadratic expression. Okay, this is not equal to 0. It is less than equal to 0. This is a quadratic expression. This is inequality. So if we check discriminant here, what we get? We get b square minus 4ac. Okay. So which will be 400 minus 192, which will become 208, which is positive, which is greater than 0. So if discriminant is greater than 0, then in that situation, what we say that this graph, the graph of this one, is quadratic. Since coefficient of y is positive, which is 3, so which type of parabola it is? You studied in class 11th that in quadratic expression, we get upward parabola and downward parabola. So if A is positive, is it upward opening parabola or downward opening parabola? Upward opening parabola, correct? So it is upward opening parabola. That comes from the coefficient of y square. Now another thing is that discriminant is greater than 0. So it has real and distinct roots. That means it is cutting the axis. Here the variable is y, so we call it y. So it is cutting this axis, horizontal axis, at two distinct points because its d is greater than 0. Discriminant is greater than 0. So it has two distinct roots, which means that if we want to take this one as less than equal to 0, if we want to take this one as less than equal to 0, it is possible only in this region, not everywhere. Whatever is the value of alpha and beta, we need not find that because it is not saying to find that. So we will say that y will belong to alpha comma beta only, alpha and beta interval, not before alpha, not after beta. So this is the range. This is the range, that is the value of y, which is definitely not equal to real number. Real number means it should have been everywhere. That means if we would have taken discriminant negative, suppose discriminant was coming minus 34 negative, then that means that this graph is and the coefficient of phi square is negative. So downward opening parabola, which is having no roots. So here we will say that its range is whole real number, but this is not the situation. So here range is not real number. So we will say that it is not onto, it is into. So you can write it from here. Should I scroll down? I'm scrolling it down. It is into function.
So it's many one.
Many one that we already proved. Now it is into, because codomain is not equal to range. So let us come to the next question. So find the set of values of a for which the function f r to r given by fx is equal to x cube plus a plus 2x square plus 3ax plus 5 is 1, 1. So this is a cubic function, cubic polynomial. So what are the possibilities of a cubic function? Cubic function are generally like this. Like if you may have a function cubic, it may be this way. That means it can have 3 roots. Possibilities I'm telling, you don't have to always do this, but just for clarification, it may have a graph like this, and it is having 2 roots, one here and one here. It is repeated root, second one. Or it can be like this. So it is having only one root. So it can have 3 roots. It can have 2 roots. It can have 1 root. Or it may also be possible that the graph is like this and this. So here from infinity to minus infinity instead of minus infinity to infinity. So since x cube and all other possibilities are like this also, a graph is simply like this. This is x-axis and it is simply like this. Only one root and it is only increasing. So out of all the possibilities, and it can be like this also, decreasing also. So out of all the possibilities of a cubic function, it is saying that this is 1, 1. So clearly 1, 1 is not possible if it is increasing, decreasing, and then increasing. So here it is not 1, 1 because it will give you a parallel line parallel to x-axis may intersect it at 3 places. Here also it will intersect at 3 places. So it is not 1, 1. Here also it will intersect 3 places. It is not 1, 1. Here also it will intersect 3 places. It is not 1, 1. And if you talk about 1, 1, then you can say that either you have this type of graph that is always increasing, or this type of graph always decreasing. But since here coefficient of x cube This is x cube and coefficient of x cube is equal to 1, which is positive. So in that case, if coefficient of x cube is 1, which is positive, it will be increasing, not decreasing. In decreasing, the coefficient of x cube will be negative. Here we get coefficient of x cube less than 0. Here we get coefficient of x cube greater than 0. So from the analysis, we can say that this function is an increasing function. For x belonging to real number. This is our analysis. Now, if a function is an increasing function, then its derivative is always positive. That is the slope of the tangent. Derivative is slope of the tangent. You will study more about it in application of derivatives. Here you will draw a tangent. It will make an acute angle. Similarly, here you will draw a tangent. It will make an acute angle. So everywhere the tangent is having acute angle. So it is positive. Slope is positive. F dash x is greater than 0. So if you see here, x cube plus a plus 2x square plus 3ax plus 5. So function here fx is x cube plus a plus 2x square plus
Can you
3ax
just
plus
scroll up?
5. Sorry? Sorry, Shabaz?
Can you just
Scroll up. Yeah, you can write till here first. Then we will do further.
Sir, you can scroll up.
Should I scroll down?
Yes.
So this is the increasing function for x belonging to real number. So its derivative should be positive. Now let us find its derivative. So f dash x will be 3x square plus 2a plus 2x plus 3a. So if it is positive for all x belonging to real number, so this means that its discriminant should be as the coefficient of x square is positive, so it is upward opening, and it is greater than 0 always. So it is always above the x-axis, which means it has no real roots. It has imaginary roots. So discriminant should be negative because it is always greater than 0, no? Always above the x-axis. So discriminant is b square, which is 4a plus 2 whole square minus 4ac 36a, which is less than 0. So this will become a square plus 4a plus 4 minus 9a less than 0. This implies a square minus 5a plus 4 less than 0, which means a minus 4 into a minus 1 less than 0. So this implies that a is between 4 and 1. So this will be your answer. And you will say, what is the range of a? This is 1 to 4. So you can start writing from here. So these are all little advanced questions. Even in JEE,
Sir,
difficult questions come like this.
sir, if possible, can just explain from starting.
Yeah, sure. So if you see here that it is a cubic function, all the possible cubic functions I have drawn here. And what I have said that since it is 1, 1, it is a 1, 1 function. So 1, 1 function will be either only increasing or decreasing. It can't be like increasing, then decreasing, then increasing, or decreasing and increasing and decreasing, because that type of function cannot be 1, 1. It will always be many 1, because as you see, there will be intersection at more than 1 point at some places. So either it is increasing or decreasing. Now coefficient of x cube is 1, which is positive. So it is increasing. It is not decreasing. Decreasing if coefficient of x cube is negative. So if it is increasing function, then its derivative is positive. This you have to remember. For increasing function, derivative is positive always. So fx, this one, we differentiated it. When we differentiated it, we got this, and this is positive.
So, sir, for increasing function, derivative is positive.
Yeah. So
Okay,
we
sir.
differentiate it and we say it is positive. Now, if it is always positive, then the graph must be always above the x-axis. That means it has no real roots, because when real roots occur when either it touches it or it cuts it. Then we say it has 2 real roots. But that is not possible since the graph is always above the x-axis. It is never below the x-axis. So it is no real root. So discriminant is negative. So b square minus 4ac, which is the discriminant, is negative. So this will be the final calculation, and we see the region of A.
Sir,
Hmm.
after f dash is down, what is that inverted a?
F dash is done. Inverted A means,
Sir,
yeah,
after f
this
dash,
is for all x belonging to real number. This is a short form of for all.
okay.
Written till here?
Yes, sir.
Scrolling it down. So last time we did few questions. So I thought that today we let us do some little bit difficult questions. Last time also we did fairly difficult and average questions, but this is more difficult than that. And these are like, even if you see in JEE mains, there are different level of questions which are being asked. Some are easy, some are average, some are difficult. So you can categorize this as difficult of JEE mains or easy of JEE advanced also. Some of the questions in JEE mains which are coming now have been asked in JEE advanced 20 years ago or 15 years ago. So they also sometimes use the question of JEE advanced in JEE mains, these kinds. So I'm giving you another question. It is little bit different using the concept of little bit of permutation, combination, countings and all. And of course, it is also of onto let A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. B equal to A, B, C. Then minimum number of okay, it is not saying minimum number, it is simply saying the number of functions from A to B which are not onto is options are given 8, 24, 45, and 6.
Sir, can you just explain the question?
Question is saying that it is simply a mapping. Like set A is having elements 1, 2, 3, 4. This is set A is having elements 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is a set B which are having elements A, B, C. The number of functions from A to B which are not on. That means you have to do a mapping such that not onto function. What is onto? That all the elements in set B have pre-images. But here it is saying that all the elements in set B will not have the pre-image. Some element or elements may remain unmapped. So how many such cases we can count? So just think about it and use some permutation combination formula also. That will always click to you if you will think about it properly. Like if suppose I'm talking about that only one element is getting mapped. So 1 is mapped to A, 2 is mapped to A, 3 is mapped to A, 4 is mapped. So this is one way. It is not onto because B and C are remaining. Range is not equal to codomain. Similarly, if all of them are mapped to B, yeah, all of them are mapped to C. So how many ways there? Right now we have 3 ways. If we map to only one out of A, B, and C.
So is it six?
This is only for if we map to 1. Now, if we map to 2, like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and A, B, C we have. Now we select any two, suppose AB. We can select BC also or AC also. Now suppose we select AB. Then in how many ways we can map these 4 to these 2? So here we can map each of them. Like we can do one thing that one is
So
mapped
is
to
it six?
6. Let us see. 1 is mapped to A. That is 1 is mapped to A, and 3 is mapped to B. So there is this way. And if 2 combination we make, then we have 2 mapped to A, 2 mapped to B. So this is one more possibility. Now, how many ways this 1-3 combination can be made? So 1 can be mapped to A or B. So 2 ways are there. And how many such numbers are? 4 numbers are there. So 8 is this. Like 1 is mapped to A or B. 2 options are there. Now 2 can be mapped to A or B. 3 can be mapped to A or B. 4 can be mapped to A or B. So 4 options are here. So 4 into 2 will be 8. If we see that 2 category, if we divide, so 1, 2 can be mapped to A or B. So we can make the group of 2, 2. So if we make the group of 2, 2, like 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4, and 3, 4. So 6 such groups can be made. Now, out of this 6 group, we map to A or B. So 2 options are there. So if we suppose map 1, 2 to A, then 3, 4 will be mapped to B, or 3, 4 to A, 1, 2 will be mapped to B. So fine. So this will be giving you 12 plus 8, 20. Now one more thing, there are 3 possibilities. We are only talking about AB, BC, AC. So 20 into 3, that will be 60. But there is no option like this. There is a formula also. We can apply that formula also. But let me tell you that formula. That formula is, if we go like this, it is actually getting confusing. So I will tell you a formula here. Number of onto functions when we calculate. So what we do here, number of onto functions. We write it like this, like we have 4 here and they can be mapped to 3. So all the type of functions which can be mapped is, this has 3, 3, 3 options. So 3 to the power 4 minus, we select 1 from there, 3C1, and we do 2 to the power 4, then plus 3C2, and 1 to the power 4. So this will be 81 minus 3 into 16 plus 3. So 81 minus 48 plus 3. So it will be 81 minus 45. 36 it will be. So this is number of onto functions. And we don't want onto functions, but we want which are not onto. So number of into functions we want. So what we will do, total number of functions is 3 to the power 4 minus 36 we will do. So 81 minus 36 it will become 11 minus 6 is this will be 45. So this is your answer, which is option C. Now there is a formula here that we have used. So that formula is of onto function, but that is a JEE advanced part. But since I've given you this question, I told you. Otherwise, for JEE mains, this formula is generally not asked. So this is a number of onto functions formula like in this manner. This is having 4 elements. This is having 3 elements. So this formula goes like this. So you will have to also keep revising the concepts of class 11, like as you see here, that we have quadratic which is being used, we have permutation combination which is being used. So you have to keep revising all those things. Anything, I think we can conclude today's class here. Anything you want to ask? Okay, so I'm concluding today's class now. Thank you for joining. Thank you.